No, we're not.
No.
No, will I?
Oh.
What's going on, folks? This is Price is Wrong with Battle Vortex, and this is the Roundtable show. This is the show basically when we put out an open invitation to members of the community to come on and join us and have their say. I didn't have too much of an agenda today. I know things that may come up could be maybe some of the stuff from the Thursday night show. I know we spoke about the Dragon Strike. We talked about Forsaken Missions a bit, and the new content, and then also the weekend. This weekend we were supposed to have a time-limited campaign, and they canceled that, and instead we have a VXP weekend. So I guess going forward, I guess let's see.
Vitamins, potassium, aloe vera.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Bob was trying to say something. Maybe that was a TB or something. Does anybody have something that they'd like to discuss first, or?
There's that XP bug that's going around right now that doesn't actually.
Oh, you're talking about the base XP bug, right?
Yeah.
And that's actually not new. That's actually something that's been around for a long time. That was just recently discovered by one of the design team guys, and so that's something that's coming up this week, and where they're going to be rolling out a fix. Well, I'm sorry, not this week, but
November 3rd.
You mentioned November 3rd, yeah. The fix is going to be rolling out, so there may be quite a few players out there all of a sudden jumping up a few levels. Is basically what that amounts to. But that has to do with your base XP, not your ship XP.
If you get an email from customer support, then you're affected. If you don't get an email, don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Well, so there is that. So, hopefully, I don't know who here is going to be affected and who isn't, and obviously, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of recourse for that. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who intentionally try to keep their level at a certain place so that they get the appropriate targets, when the event time comes around. But yeah, there's not a whole lot of recourse you can do about that. But other people may actually welcome the change. I know if you're over like a level 60, you probably don't really care too much. But it says there's going to be about 70,000 players affected. That's quite a bit.
It'll be nice to see all those mouthy people who couldn't get hit before all of a sudden be up and that'll be nice to see.
You think they'll get quiet?
I think they'll get a lot quieter and regret perhaps running their mouth quite so often before.
All right. Well, does anybody on here have anything that they'd like to talk about that I didn't mention or that I did mention? I mean, we can go ahead and just jump right into it. If you want me to start picking topics, I will. I'll wait about 10 seconds for somebody to say something.
Someone in chat asked
Let's
if you
jump
don't.
right into.
Oh.
Go ahead, Extreme.
I would say someone in the chat just asked if you, for those who don't qualify for the community support, I'm guessing with the whole if you don't spend $50 thing, you don't get to send in a ticket. If they'll still get an email, I would assume yes on that one. If that made sense.
Yeah, I would think they would because that'd be something that's automated. But
Yeah.
obviously you just can't put in a ticket. But
Yeah.
And what were you saying, Damnation?
I was just going to say, let's jump right into the whole VXP weekend thing, and what do you guys think of the Assault Reaver platforms, and how many of you have been participating with them, and are you liking it?
Me personally, I'm loving it. My rhinos are legendary now. I'm loving it. I've been busting my tail, man, rolling like crazy uranium, spending crazy uranium trying to get the right crews, and salty dogs. I probably did spent about 40,000 yesterday to get some, and but it's been awesome, man. It's been a great weekend, great couple of days. I mean, I'm not going to lie, it actually is making me want a coin.
Ooh.
Next.
I know I'm personally loving it. I've only gotten to hit one Assault Reaver platform so far, but my rhinos went from Hunter 2 straight up to Elite Level 1. I got like 26K experience points out of hitting one of them. So yeah, I was definitely stoked about that.
Yeah, I'm finding it good as well. I've hit about 3 or 4. I've got all my hunters and my ages up to skull now, so that's good. I like the where they've it's actually the older standoff elite campaign, which is good because a lot of people like that one, and it's not overly hard as well to do. I think it's been toned down a lot, which is good. So maybe Kix is listening for a change.
Yeah, my opinion on this is that they screw up so bad. Okay, I think, me personally, I really feel like even though I had a good event, Death from Below, I still feel like they're screwing up, and so I think that this is like Rose's Man, right? After you got into a big fight with your significant other, and so I think they're just trying to make up to us.
Mhm.
They're definitely trying to buy our affection.
As
Yeah, I think
Nash would say, thrown as a bone.
the only issue that I have with what they've done is no advance notice. So I'm sure there are players out there who would love to be taking advantage of this and participating that did not have the time to prepare.
Can I
Or-
put in, Harry? There's been an advance notice on on Kickstarter forums about this Reaver platform coming out for the past couple of days now.
Okay.
What was that? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Whitestar is saying that at least bits and pieces of this, or talk about the Reaver platform, has been talked about on the
Forums?
yeah, on the forums for the last several days, and I haven't seen it. That doesn't mean that it wasn't there.
So for these particular VXP platforms, I haven't seen much on the forums except for from yesterday when I believe the post was made.
The
Yeah,
post
so
made
we
was
just made yesterday.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess there wasn't too much to notice, but at the same time, with still with the lack of notice, forums has for the most part been overwhelmingly positive about the whole thing,
Yeah.
which is surprising, honestly.
Yeah, I know. I got my rhinos legendary now, and I'm working on some subs, getting them legendary.
Well, my thing only just come up. My notification above the bar on Kick's server. So I didn't know about it until I just logged in before. Wasn't on there. I wasn't on there yesterday.
Yeah. That's right. They do have the notice at the top of the page as well, on Facebook as well, saying that's going on. So.
But yeah, it'll be good. I haven't hit one yet, but I will certainly try it.
They're different. They're nice to do. It breaks the
That's
weekend
good.
up.
That's what we need. We need a bit of variety, not the same stuff.
The only thing that it'd been nice if they would have done something, because I still got to do my Forsaken missions, and I also have that other time limited campaign too, the Dragon Strike.
Hmm.
I haven't done any of those elites. The mastery campaign yet, and it's like I just feel like I'm kind of overwhelmed. But it'd be silly for me to do anything, I think, other than the VXP stuff right now. I really do. So if it means that I'm putting my Forsaken mission in jeopardy, then so be it. I just really feel like, obviously the best way I can help myself right now is to try to definitely participate in this VXP weekend. But so we have some other people in here who hasn't said anything. Bob, are you doing any of the VXP weekend stuff, or?
Oh yeah, I ranked up my rhinos. They're legendary now.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah. As far as the draconian attacking your base thing, I got all the way up to level 7 on the elite. I couldn't get that photo nemesis. I even put in my photo nemesis to attack it. It demolished mine. So I don't know what they're running for armor on theirs, but it was good.
Yeah. Oh, my thing is I'm really dependent on my rhinos right now. It just seems like the game has moved. They buffed everything up so much that it's like my rhinos are my only effective fleet right now, and so it's like I actually been using my rhinos in my base guard for those. And
What I got in my
but the thing
base
is, I need my rhinos for my Forsaken missions. I need them for, well, I don't need to worry about getting them ranked up anymore, thankfully, but, I put them in for repair last night, and I got hit in the middle of the night, so basically they didn't repair overnight, and I did have like a 24-hour repair token I'd got from customer service, and for a ticket that I had put in, so I ended up using that, but I still have, I still end up losing my whole fleet. My rhinos, they're all having to repair again. So I
I
don't
used
know.
my
I don't
V2
feel like I can do that
Frosties.
campaign without my rhinos.
I used my V2 Frosties on the raid. They were awesome.
Hmm.
Did my whole raid. I had it done, I'd say probably 14 hours into the raid.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
600 coins later.
I never built any V2s except for my Frosties.
No, I love mine. I got them set up with blades and just running all evade on them, and they do awesome. And I run a grease monkey crew, so it's half and half. So
How about you, Alona? You been doing any BXP weekend?
I haven't been home. I just got home like 2 minutes before the show started, so I'm just taking a look at other people right now doing it in the sector.
Ah,
So I haven't had a chance yet.
okay. Your volume, I don't know if you've got anything you can do with your volume. Your volume's really, really low. I don't know if you want to check, make sure you're using the correct microphone but anyway, I guess moving forward, who has anybody not chimed in on the VXP weekend?
Well, I think it's a really good idea, but I'm with Harry. I got to say, I'm going to use the word, get ready, chat, you have to drink.
Do it.
I'm disappointed they didn't give us better notice.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just one target that they've released. It's not just the ERFs. It's not just the Reaver platforms. It's not just the bonus to the elites. And by giving us so many different types of platforms to hit with pumped up VXP, low-level players have something to hit, high-level players have something to hit, and then from the sound of it, the VXP payout is appropriate. So, the higher-level players that are smashing the big stuff, they're getting tons of VXP. But anybody that's able to just grind through elite cargoes, if they could throw a crew on, somebody with a mid-level player with a mid-level fleet should be able to do just fine. So that's something that I like about it, is it's not just one and that's what we hear a lot of times in raids, is that everything's set up for one particular type of player or one particular type of fleet, and that's not the case here. There's a lot of variety, and that was already mentioned, but I just wanted to throw that out as well.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe we should mention all of the different targets, because some people may not be aware. I know the ERFs have been coming back out again, the unidentified raiding fleets, elite salvages. So I've been hitting like 45s, 55s, 65s, and 75s, and those have been paying out really good. Of course, there is the Reaver Assault platforms, or I'm sorry, they're called Reaver Assault something else now, aren't they? Forces. Reaver Assault Forces.
Force, yeah.
Yeah. So, is it just those three? I was thinking it was more. I feel like I'm missing something.
They said ERFs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Question. On the subject of the elite fleets, I know. I'm thinking uranium payout, because those also pay out a small amount of uranium initially, but I believe those were like level restricted for that, and I was confusing that with XP. Never mind. Not bad.
I mean, we had the Draconian Armadas the other day.
Yeah, we had those.
They were pretty good. I liked them. Now, not unbeknowing, I did not know about the VXP weekend. I would have spent close to 200,000 on rolling crews, and I've stocked up on salties, not knowing that this was going to happen. But I think they will come in handy now.
Yeah.
So anyone having salties, put them on.
Yeah, I loaded up pretty quick. I didn't have any irradiated cutthroats, man. I was kind of having a really hard time with the uranium yesterday in the beginning, but when I started grabbing a hold of those Draconian Armadas, man, I filled up really, really quick. So on uranium. After that, getting uranium was no problem. And I know there were some people that were curious about the Draconian Armadas. I guess starting on Tuesday, as I understand, we're going to end up having a sector bar at the top of the screen for each sector, and they're not calling it sector influence; they're calling it something else. But
sector threat, I think.
Sector threat, yeah. I think sector influence is going away, and we're going to have sector threat. And the sector threat level, basically, once it hits yellow, it's supposed to start spawning those Drac Armadas, as I understand. And if they're anything like the 73s that we just had, man, it's going to be really nice. The things that are going to help you out as far as taking care of those are long-range missiles. Worked for me really good. I know the Harriers, the Blade missiles, and the Disruptor missiles all have that really, really long range. And when you pair that up with Solid Fuel Boosters 3 or a guidance missile system, you can put them on almost anything, okay, and just go in there and just grab tons and tons of uranium. So if that's not something that you have, I know Dirty Harry actually shared a Seawolf fleet on the Thursday night show. Go back and watch it, and it'll get you lots of uranium. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. I haven't used those for that, but that's a good idea. I should go out and see if I can kill one of those with my wolves.
Yeah, my wife, she had her R10 MCXs, and she loves that fleet. She's loved it. I mean, she's made it last as long as it could possibly last, I think. But I think she's kind of gotten, reached that point where she realized, okay, maybe it's time to move on to the next thing, because she had them R10 Legendary. She kept putting the newest specials on, the newest weapons on, and they're just not been very good for a whole lot. But she was actually able to go out and with those Draconian Armadas and get herself some uranium, so she was really, really happy with that.
Yeah, if you drove carefully, you could do them quite easily.
Dare we say that they were too easy, and we might not get them back again like that.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's possible, but I mean, it's definitely it's a glimpse. That hopefully they will be close to that anyway.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Guess we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it again on Thursday, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But good on them for doing it. That at least we can see they're trying, because they were easy last time and they were easy again this time. So they didn't go crazy on them. So that's good to see. Good on you, Pixeye, I suppose.
They did say it was a preview, so they'll probably go away, chewing them up and bring them back on Tuesday. And they might be a little bit harder, but hopefully not too hard.
Yeah. And keep in mind, when we say they're easy for us.
Yes.
They're well balanced.
There's a large quantity of players in the community that would definitely disagree with our assessment of that. Mid-level, lower-level players, this actually gives them the ability to go out and hit something like we've been hitting as far as dredges go on their own without us having to go prep for them. So I think that's a great thing.
Yeah. Jumping
back. Sorry, you go.
So jumping back a couple topics real quick, saying there was a lot to do and very little time to do it, and I actually kind of want to disagree with that, because the Elite campaign, you got 3 weeks to do it, so, and the missions, those are always coming back, so I'll just focus on this for the weekend. Yeah, so you got plenty of time to do it. Personal opinion.
We'll agree to disagree.
Okay.
Yeah. Trouble with missions extreme is once you start falling behind, you're going to be falling behind forever.
Yeah, I know. I've always been behind. I've come to grips with that.
But quickly going back to the Armadas, I don't think they were a co-op target. I'm pretty sure that they went red once you went in.
Yeah, they were red. I know when I came out they were yellow, but I'm sure that was graphical error. Pixeye's pretty famous for graphical errors at this point, aren't they?
They still haven't fixed the head. I'm going to keep on mentioning it until they fix it. Fix the blade graphics on ships, will you?
All right. So we beat this one here up. We ready to go on to something else?
Sorry, White Star, you said have them fix the graphics on the blades sitting on ships?
Yeah. The link to one side on the ship, and on the hunters as well. There seem to be 2 on the front instead of on the wings.
Right. I'm another agree to disagree situation. I'd much rather they stay focused on other important aspects of the game. I'm happy with them having dancing bears or whatever the hell they want hanging off the side of my ships, as long as they're working properly.
It's a quality assurance thing. It should have been tested and looked at before it came out.
Yeah, all it is, I mean, something like that is like just tweaking X and Y coordinates, man, and somewhere else, somewhere. You'd think it'd be really easy, but obviously they're not that focused on it.
As long as they fire right and straight, they could be hanging off to the edge of the map for all I care. As long as they're hitting the target and doing their job. I say that now, I'm going to bitch about it later.
Yeah.
Well, Question: has anybody put a ballista in their base yet?
Whoa.
Yeah, I got one in my base.
And what do you think? Is it like a javelin or is it like a Deadeye ballista?
I got the Deadeye ballista in my base.
Oh, that's yeah. We
And
know about the Deadeye ballista.
And I got the ballista building.
Okay. So has anybody got a regular ballista built yet?
No.
All right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still like a javelin, but it would be nice to know for sure. Maybe somebody in the chat can say something if if anybody in the chat's got a ballista built. You just go ahead and speak up, and we'll just keep watching that. Let me see here, and I think the draconian coaxial turrets was another thing that we had mentioned. They don't. It doesn't look like they're supposed to shoot down mortars. Now I did see somebody made a comment, and I can't remember. Maybe it was like in the comment section of one of the videos, but I guess they were trying to say that the draconian coaxial turrets inside some of the targets seem to shoot down mortars, but I think it's a different draconian coaxial turret. They don't look the same. I don't think it has all the blue lines on it. I could be mistaken though. So I don't think that's the same turret. But has anybody got any draconian coaxial turrets built in their base yet? Mickey Rogers in the chat does say the ballista fires like a jav.
Yeah. No, I don't have either one. I have directed my efforts at chips.
At chips.
Yeah, I'm at a point now where my base is doing okay on its own. So I've been focused on fleets, figuring out ways to incur less damage and hit harder. That's it.
All right. Well, let me see. What else we got? I guess I'm curious what everybody thinks about the Forsaken missions. We probably got like in the Forsaken missions we got a lot more new prizes, prize options. They added like 6 old items and 1 new one into the Tier 1. I think they did the same thing in Tier 2 and Tier 3. 1, 2, 4, 6. It looks like they added like 7 new things and a new thing. So 7 old things, 1 new thing. I'm just curious if everybody thinks this is a good strategy. What everybody thinks of that.
Well, I'm always behind in the FM, so.
It is for the younger ones, isn't it? So they can catch up if they leave all the prizes in. If they don't remove them, that's a good thing.
Yeah, and a lot of the things that they've added are things that you can get from the campaigns. So I like the fact, very much like that we were just talking about the VXP, multiple different types of targets that accommodate different types of players or different types of fleets that you may have. It's kind of the same thing now with the additional tech. I shouldn't say additional, but the old tech, being able to go back and pick it up either by hitting campaigns or by also picking up pieces through the FM. I think it's a great thing. It will help players have access to it. If they want to grind through more targets, then they can pick up more of the old tech.
I like the
It's
fact
definitely good for someone. Sorry, you go, Bob.
Go ahead.
That's definitely good for someone like me who hasn't done the FM because it was just simply too expensive. I couldn't afford to do the thing twice. I've now watched a few videos, and I've seen a good video by Insector Gadget that spawned some thinking on my part, and I've spent a couple of coins on a fleet, and I can now do them for anything between 5 and 10 coin repairs. And that seemed to have sparked my interest in Valor Pirates a little bit more, and I'm sort of seem to be hooked on it again, playing and hitting things and trying things out. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing that they put stuff in because I've got a lot of catching up to do.
My concern with them having added a new all these items is, are they watering down the draw for people who are going for a specific item? Other than that, it's great. but there is another side to the coin there. An example would be in the elite tier. They added a couple of elite prizes, but if you don't have the blades yet, you've watered your chance down to get blades, and I'm sure that in each of the other tiers there's a similar issue.
Yeah, that's always been something with the FM is there's always the chance you're not going to get the prize you want. So with the ability to do it twice now, I don't fully agree with the method in which they implemented it, but at least have the opportunity or a greater chance to win what we want.
Yeah, the trouble is if they bring in pick what you want, you're always going to pick the best prizes and you're going to leave the crap. That's not the idea of the Forsaken Missions, I'm afraid. And the Forsaken Missions is a random drop and always has been, and I think it should stay like that.
Yeah, so I'd say the FM is basically a double-edged sword. Be damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly.
The one thing I like about it is they don't put new prizes in every week. I mean, you got 3 weeks to get all these prizes. You know, if you do the elite 3 times in a row, you're in the tokens and you got all the prizes already.
Yep.
So
agreed.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how much shipbuilding tokens have helped me.
Oh yeah.
I was far behind on building ships.
Yeah.
I think there's still a consensus that 50 million for each run through is still a little bit on the high side.
Yeah.
I agree with you there. I mean, they should have lowered it down to 35 for the first round, 50 for the second.
Oh, I think it should be 25 in the first round.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I like the idea of 30, 35. I definitely think 50 is too much.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's several of our lower players that are finally getting the 50 mil for the first time. You know, and they're just going nuts. They're happy.
Yeah. So, points are too high, but at least the ability is there to try and get as many prizes as possible. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm in a happy mood this weekend, so.
I'm sort of a prize hog. I mean, if you don't get something, you're going to end up losing, you know, down the road. Like when Phantoms first came out, I said, well, I don't want those. I don't use subs much. And then I had Phantoms hitting me all the time. And I had to wait till the second time the Phantoms come out. So now, if there's some new technology coming out, if I got to spend coin to get it, I'm spending coin to get it. I'm not falling behind again. That's just my way of thinking.
Once you start falling behind, that's the problem. It takes a long time to catch up as well.
Ain't that the truth?
Oh, it does.
Ever since the elite tier on the Forsaken Missions come out, I have yet to hit it. So,
ouch.
I'm feeling that one.
I've been playing this game since it first started. I'm at level 107, and I could probably buy a brand new Corvette with what I got invested in this game.
What's your ID?
3211620.
Is that 3 million? Is that right, or is it 300,000? 3 million?
I think it's 3 million. Yeah, I have to write it down.
That's pretty close. I know in the beginning, man, it was hopping pretty good. I got a 62,000, but yeah, I was just curious. I was curious how low your ID was.
I joined the same time Darkness did, so that'll give you a clue.
62,000. Dang, Price, you're old.
Yeah. 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 All right. Well, anyway. Well, cool. So let me see. We got anything else? I guess that we want to discuss.
The up and coming raid.
I've got something.
Go on, Toxic.
No, you go. You.
No, you go.
No, you go.
Okay. I'll go then. The new armor that we've got in, I'm not sure where I got it now, but I've got new armor that's very cheap to repair.
Oh no, don't please. No. No, please, no.
How exactly does it work? Does that come first, or does the normal armor come first?
It's spread out evenly. So, and when your ship is 50% damaged, so is each piece of armor and your ship. Everything is spread out even. That's how it works.
That explains it then. That's pretty good. Thank you.
Since that, I was going to bring that armor up, but since that's come up, I just sincerely hope that that's not the general answer that is going to be proposed to address repair times. If it is, we got a problem.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. Because you're sacrificing functionality, right, or capacity, ability, for lower repair times at this point, and I don't see anybody competing for that. You know what I mean? Potentially sacrificing their ability to succeed in a base. I just don't see it happening for lower repair times. I don't see anybody doing that.
No. The idea is, in reality, is good. If they added like a bonus defense onto it as well, like say a 7% or 8% evade onto each one, or a bit of missile defense. You know, some to go with that repair. It'd have been a bit of a bonus and a bit of a gain for us, but no, they went and did it cheaply, didn't they?
Maybe
Well,
that's
they could have added a corrosive defense to it too. I mean, but here's the thing: if you do the math on it, you're not really saving any time over using evade armor, because in evade armor you just avoid the damage to begin with. In the case of the cadmium armor, you're not avoiding the damage; you're taking more damage. And somebody did the math. It's pretty close to being a wash. It doesn't fix anything.
But the thing is, you wouldn't just go take a ship and take all the armor off and put that armor on. You've got to sort of see if you got 73 or 74% evade, you take a couple of panels off, you're still in the 70s or high 60s, and you add a couple of those, and that shouldn't take that much of your evade, of your hit rate that you get from enemy ships. That's my thinking behind all this. I mean, you don't swap it out totally. You just select few panels. That's all.
Well, in my opinion, though, now that they know how to put that repair modifier on the armor plates, that's a good thing, because now they can retroactively go back and put it on the older stuff if they choose to do it.
If they choose to do it, that was the key phrase there.
Never happened.
No.
Also on that new armor, and thanks, Price. The BP professor did a post on it, and he actually broke the whole thing down about how much it would be least worth that versus just running all evade. You know, you're not taking damage that way, so you're avoiding the damage. You're not sucking on it, whereas you would be for the other type.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at that, looking at his article right now.
Yeah, he did build a couple of situation scenarios that he could find himself in, and move some stuff around to figure out the benefit, and it wasn't a whole lot of benefit there for him.
No.
Yep.
It was good though. That's what I'm saying. It was actually well written and very good and very poignant.
Oh yeah, his articles almost always are. But at the same, I mean, getting back to the detail of the armor, I think everybody, I think we have a general consensus that it's going to be a very, very rare situation that we would find it useful.
I had a friend that had gore sabers and took all of his evade off his gore sabers and put all the new armor on. Ooh. He found out real quick how to waste some coin, because he wasted coin doing it. He used to be able to do an 85 outpost. He said it would take him like 4 coins to do an outpost, and he put the new armor on, and every time he went in, he got sunk. So I'm not putting it on any of my ships.
Well, that's what I said. You wouldn't want to swap all of them out. I mean, you would put a panel, put one panel on and see what it does. And where I've used it, I've got a Wrath that's going to be sitting in my base, and I would never be able to afford to fix that if it got sunk. But with that new armor, I can pile the armor on, and it won't cost that much to repair.
So yeah, that's actually a very good point. Something like a Grimshine or a Grim Wrath, that the whole purpose of that boat is to take damage, right? A lot of the Reaver A lot of the Reaver boats are that way. You don't want a lot of evade on it. You don't want a lot of defenses on it. You want it to take damage so that you get the whatever effect it is that that boat gives. So that's one of the few things that I had thought of that this armor might be valuable with. But with the power that base hitting fleets have these days, once again, assuming that you're going to put that boat in your base fleet, and I'm getting feedback from somebody, but the power that base hitting fleets have now, if you still don't have really high evade and really high defenses, the thing's going to die so fast. It's not going to matter. You're not going to get the true benefit out of the hull.
Harry, do you think that this new armor though, the armor points are a bit low compared to the bulkhead, where that's 6,000 armor points?
Oh sure,
So,
yeah.
They line sticking the bulkhead onto your RAF, you're going to get more hits onto that and more overloads.
Right. Yes. If you're talking raw armor points just to get the overloads, yes, you would want to use. If you want to just, it's 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. Okay. If you're wanting overloads and that's all you want, and you don't care about repair time, unlike what Toxic was talking about there, you throw bulkheads on it. If you want the thing to last long enough to really do some damage, act as a spotter, whatever else, then you're probably better off using defensive armor or evade armor. This armor would only be valuable in a situation like what Toxic brought up, where you just have to keep the repair time down to a certain point, but you still get the benefit of at least a significant number of armor points. So there's no straight, like a lot of the other scenarios that we've talked about. I don't think there's one specific answer. But I just, once again, I don't see very many situations where this armor is going to really be your preferred choice over something else.
Yeah. Now the cadmium armor. Now I think if you're just replacing like the old-fashioned old-fashioned Forsaken armor that actually doesn't give you any kind of defenses, then I can see that this could come in handy. But so if you're using it to replace like DU4 or something like that, then maybe, you know what I mean, or whatever. Yeah. If you don't have any other options, I can see this being good, but that's about it.
So would you say this is maybe a piece of armor directed mostly at the lower to mid-level players to help them out?
Well, I think it might have been directed at the people who are distracted by shiny things.
That's I think Kickside loves coin.
I think if you're thinking about refitting a ship that has DU4 on it, you might want to refocus and start building a new ship. Probably a more recent hull. Just saying.
I got a question for Dirty Harry or Price or anybody. I got a Bora in my base defense. Has anybody else experienced the Bora shocking your own turrets?
No, I have a Borbus Core Saber in my base guard as well, and it does not shock my own turrets.
Last night, it shocked my own turrets. I was being attacked by a fleet of rhinos, which have no shock capability, no pinch, and that Bora shocked my own turrets.
Well, I would say you should record the playback and submit it, but since playback doesn't work.
No, my playback worked last night.
Oh, wow.
Then I would definitely record that and send it in.
Yeah, and shoot the captain of that ship.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I'm attacking my own base.
Yeah, well, things like that do happen.
I've seen it before where countermeasures are shooting down like your own mortars. I've seen that before.
I'd definitely drag the captain out of that ship and shoot him in front of the company's mech.
I kind of fired him. I pulled him out of my base.
That insubordinate son of a...
Well, I guess, is there any other topics? We still got about 20 minutes, but we don't actually have to fill up a whole hour. So I just wanted to see if there's anybody else who's got any other topics they'd like to discuss, or even if there's somebody in the YouTube chat. If you've got a topic you'd like to see discussed, feel free to put it out there.
What about the upcoming raid, the new raid in November?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is a good topic.
Anybody looking forward to that?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let me go ahead and just see if I can kind of go into. So if somebody's watching and they don't know what we're talking about, basically, the next event, the November event, is going to be the 50th event. Okay, so Kixeye's way of celebrating is basically they're doing kind of a throwback theme where they're actually going to be bringing back little pieces of different events. So Revenge Raid being the original, okay, when you go out and you're killing cargoes, but they're not actually having us kill salvages. That's going to be Draconian, some other kind of Draconian fleet, convoy. Draconian convoy. So they're bringing back. They're going to use Draconian convoys instead of salvage fleets. And I know there were some pieces of some other events too that they were bringing back. I just can't remember what they are off the top of my head. Yeah, definitely. If anybody's got anything they want to say or ask or whatever, have at it.
So
Just look at.
Aren't these the ones that are the water targets where we had to count them by or go by certain numbers? Is that the ones?
Yes.
That's the mercenary fleet.
Kinda.
When we've got the mercs, yeah.
Now, are subs going to be in this raid as well?
Sorry?
Are subs going to be in this raid as well?
There will be Scourge. There will be the boss targets. Yeah, there's going to be Scourge boss targets coming in.
Okay.
It's going to be kind of a piecemeal of several different things. They're going to have it's almost going to be like a point system now, and a bunch of other stuff. Weren't they saying that there was going to be no campaigns, no cooperative campaigns or anything like that too?
They're going to have vanguards again too, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, other than the vanguards, none of the targets are going to be co-op. But we helped each other back in the day. You're just not, if somebody needs a hand, you take your fleet in that you have the ability to knock out and prep whatever you need to prep for them and let them finish it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, my kind of going back to what Byte was talking about, I think that what we're going to end up seeing is a little bit of everything from a lot of past raids. In other words, very much like what we currently have available in our campaigns, the older campaigns, because each one of the campaigns, I don't know if everybody comprehends this or everybody knows this already, but those campaigns are basically components from past raids.
Oh.
That's what they're built out of. Most of you probably already know that, but
I just saw my wallet running
I would be willing to bet that what we're going to see is a lot of those different types of enemy or different types of target in these targets in the upcoming raid.
I think my major concern is going to be if they're going to stick blade missiles in them all and all that, or make them over difficult, like they did with the Scourge when it first came out.
Yeah, I know this Dragon Strike when it came out. There's like blade missiles and stuff in there, and some of those targets. So yeah, I'm definitely kind of concerned about that as well. I'm really curious. I know I was approached for feedback, but I'm like, give me a preview server and then I'll give you some feedback. Is because right now, I mean, it might sound awesome, but I've seen what they've done with awesome before, man, and something that sounds awesome, man, they find some way to screw it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, as long as we're not fighting subs, I'll be happy.
Or at least have the option to not fight them. Multiple targets. Options.
You have a lot of contact with Kixeye, right?
Yeah, more than most, I guess.
Can you drop a bug in their ear that if they're going to do the coin special again, do it the day before the raid?
I actually said that before. When Doom Rooster was on the show, he came on the show, and I think he brought one of the design guys with him, and that was what GD Ryken came on, and I told him right then and there, I'm like, how about if you're going to do the coin special, I'm like, how about not wait until the end? How about doing it at the beginning?
You do it at the beginning of the raid, people are going to take advantage of it, and they're going to coin.
Yep.
Yeah. Especially if it's a doable raid, not like the last two.
Right.
I agree.
They will do it. At least I will.
I was mad when it came out because I didn't have any extra money to put on it.
Yeah, you already blew your budget, right?
Right. But if they do it the day before the raid, I'll budget it.
And since it's the 50th raid,
Yes.
how about putting a special on it? You know,
Instead of 4,000 coins, get 5,000.
Yeah, make the coins 50% off for the
That's even
50th
better.
raid.
And we had a special like that once, not too long ago. I know because I just got done spending it. But
Wow, that must have been something special.
yeah, it was, what was it, 4,000 coins or something like that?
Yeah, 12,000 coins.
Instead of 2,500, it was 4,000.
I still have about 900 of those left.
Yeah, I got it twice and I blew through all of it. So I need another coin special, guys. Let's go.
No, I only got it once. Let's, I'm not in your class, Harry.
No, I got it twice, right? See, you got it once, I got it twice. I've already burned through mine. You still got 900 left. That's funny.
Yeah, I got 900. I got about 800 and something left. So I bought that one too.
Yeah.
Month before last, or yeah.
Yeah, anybody that wants to coin even lightly, when they come out with a deal like that, if you could pull together the coin and then budget it out over several months, it's definitely a smart play.
Yeah.
It fell on the wrong day for me. I couldn't buy it.
That's it. Same here.
Yeah.
Well, and not only when they're going to do those specials, not only time them better, but like, say, for example, when they did the special with the build tokens when the OP and the doc and all that stuff came out, like, don't try to micromanage what special you're going to give me. Like, make all the specials available to everybody to give them a wider choice which package they want to buy.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Not only that, but let the smaller amounts of coin be the same value as the bigger amount of coin. Like those people that got the 4,000 coin, they got like 50% extra. But if you only get the 100 coins, you only get 5% or 10% extra. Give everyone the same percentage. It doesn't matter how much they buy, because people will still buy the big 4,000 ones if they want to. But give the people that can't afford, $400 or $200 or whatever, give them the opportunity to get 50% better on their money spent as well.
Standard business practice. If you buy the big ticket item, you get a bigger discount.
I had a thing. How do you feel about how does everybody, including the chat, feel about kind of getting back to a little bit of basics on the raid? I mean, I understand it's going to be kind of a mashup, but how do you feel about someone getting back to some of the basic principles? How is that going to make you feel like it's more fun? I mean, I know the subs were boring, okay, but I mean, how is your real thoughts on it?
I don't think it's going to have anything to do with back to basics. I think it's going to be balls to the wall. Targets 10 times harder than what they were in the original raids that we saw them. Because we have fleets and weapons that are 10 times more powerful than what we had back then. If they released one of the raids, I can't think of any of the names off the top of my head, but say 10 raids ago, they just re-released that raid, we'd all smoke it because our fleets are so much more powerful. So
be like hidden cargoes.
yeah. So while I think it's going to be very exciting to hit a variety of different types of targets from different raid backgrounds and the whole 50th anniversary, if you will, or 50th event, I don't look for it to be a rehash of of the power level that we saw in those particular raids from those particular targets. Does that make sense?
A lot of sense.
Yeah, similar but not identical.
Yeah, and I just thought of something. There, since it's the 50th anniversary of the raid, why don't they make everything 50% off?
Build times too?
Yeah, I think you could wish in one hand and kind of play BP in the other and see which one fills up first.
Yeah.
Don't get greedy now, because once you start asking for too much, they start taking things back. So
Hey, I'm perfectly happy with just getting tokens, shipbuilding tokens now.
Yeah, the tokens are a nice band-aid. I'm going to throw that word out there.
Maybe step.
Baby steps.
No, I'm not going to throw.
Oh, guys, come on!
I'm not throwing that word out there. I just recall some time back it was stated pretty decisively there would not be band-aids introduced into this game.
I never thought there would be tokens.
Well, tokens are
Our friends.
I think reduced build times and repair times across the board would be our friend. I think tokens is a band-aid.
Extremely happy. Well, I'm happy with it all.
Oh, I don't disagree that they're valuable, but I do disagree that they're the right way to approach a systemic problem with the game.
Right.
Not all the community is able to get those coins, and it doesn't do anything to someone like myself or someone who hasn't done the FM because they weren't able, they didn't have the right fleet or whatnot. Because now we all have to catch up and get all these prizes so that we can get the tokens, and that's not easy at all.
I think I heard a cricket.
All right. Well, awesome. So I know we covered all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I know a lot of people. The idea of 50 free gold is not a bad one. That's actually, I think that's something that it would be pretty nice, pretty much to anybody who plays an event. 50 free gold at the start of an event, I think would be really, really nice to get some activity going. And it seems like, I think that would be really nice to see as an active event. I know the last couple of events that have come through here. It's really hard to find anybody else doing the event. It seems like, so I think 50 free gold is probably not a bad idea. I mean, Kickstarter should do something like that. I mean, it's not going to help a whole lot of people, but it'll help a few.
It's enough to start repairs at least.
Didn't they do that a couple of years ago at Christmas where they sent out some free coin and they didn't do it the following year?
Well, because if it's the 50th raid, they should make it, like Dirty Harry says, if you're going to do the 4,000 coin, do the 5,000 coin. Let that represent the 50th raid.
Yeah.
Dirty Harry likes that.
Yeah, I agree they should do something special. But whatever it is, besides giving us a little touch of the past, it'll be a nice gesture. That's what I'm saying.
It's got to be a very difficult balancing act to keep the players happy. Giving us a little bit of stuff, but at the same time keeping the game challenging. If they give everybody 500 coins or 5,000 coins or 50 coins or whatever, then that's that much of the raid that we're going to be able to do, assuming it's for a raid, without as much effort. It's not going to be as much of a challenge. So do we want a challenging game or do we want a free game? Do we want a challenging game or do we want where's the line? I guess that's what I'm trying to get to.
I don't want a challenge, but I just don't want to be in the meat grinder every single time I step outside my base.
Let me say this. We've spent the last 3 or 4 raids being challenged. Throw us a bone. Make it a pushover.
3 or 4 raids? I don't know about you, pal, but I've been playing for the last year and a half waiting for an easy raid.
I wouldn't say the last... I think the word challenge would be the wrong description for past raids. I'd call them damn near impossible. Challenge is something that can still be fun and doable. But you still have to think out a strategy. Like, how am I going to do this that works best for me? Last raid or past 2 raids, there really was no strategy you could think out. You either had those blade missiles or you were absolutely royally...
Screwed.
You get where I'm going with this without the loop.
Yeah, Meat Grinder is an accurate description of the last couple of events.
Yeah,
There was no strategy you could use.
Right, and you're right. I misspoke. Challenge in the previous raids before the Scourge raids was people in the community finding ways that you could go into the siege campaign. You could grind certain boats at the beginning of the siege campaign for free, get some points, reset the campaign, and keep going. And keep doing that over and over again. Those are strategic and challenging things to find.
Yeah, but
with the Scourge, there was no way to do that. I mean, no way that I found. Sorry, go ahead.
Kicks put a loophole on that though by dropping out of your campaigns and stuff like that by putting a cooldown on them now. So that's the problem with people finding out ways to defeat things and making them easier. Kicks just ramps them up again.
Yes, it seems like they did an awful lot to try to limit the ability to find those strategic ways to do the raid cheaper or do it faster or easier.
And out of all the kick size faults, I think that's their biggest one. They advertise this as a strategy game, and then they take away the strategy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, this is going to be the 50th, and the next one's going to be the Christmas raid, the Hull raid, isn't it? So they can do very wrong now with this raid, or they can do very right, and a lot of people will be playing this for the next couple of times. Yeah. So it's really up to Kicks on how what path they want to take.
So yeah, Vernon Wolf in the chat said he did deletes for 5 hours without blades. Man, he sounds like he must have found something. So maybe the strategy is in your build. I think my biggest issue with these past events is that you spend all of this money in the front to have the right fleets, and then if you start doing things for free, they think they're screwing up. The spirit of the event is not being followed or whatever respected, and so it just seems like, and that's why so many people think that Kickstarter is just being greedy, right? Is because you can go ahead and spend a few $100s on a fleet or a few months, and let's just be honest, if you're not coining any part of your build time, you're not going to get the value out of that fleet. That value is going to be gone. So, and that's another complaint. People will spend several months building a fleet, and then when it's done, they get no value out of it because it's like yesterday's tech, Yeah. And but so that's what my complaint right now is that you can spend all this time or money to get this fleet together to work on this event, and if you find a cheap way of doing it, Kixeye wants to fix it so that you can't find that, so that cheap way is eliminated, and that's what's really, in my eyes, has spawned this whole Kixeye versus community mentality, and so hopefully hopefully my conversations I've been having with them will remedy this, but you wouldn't know it from this past event, you know what I mean? You wouldn't know it.
Yeah, and sticking with your theme of, if you don't coin at least some element of the build, you're not going to get any value out of the fleet. And I've been in situations in the last few months where I've coined an entire fleet or big chunks of that fleet, and it's already been outdated by the time I could get it in the water and get it ranked up. So, and that's saying something. I mean, that's getting it that's getting it on the water pretty fast. And I'm sure White Star, you've probably had the same experience.
Yep.
You coin a fleet, put a significant amount of money, and then a significant amount of time ranking the fleet, only to have it turn out to be worthless.
Look at the Corsairs, for example. They've got great hulls. We found out that the following month we were going to get what is it called? The Barbers. Yeah, the Barbers. But oh no, Kixeye delayed that for 2 or 3 months. So time that Barbers came out to go with that fleet was absolutely useless.
Yeah, well, the Borbus didn't really do anything for the Gore Saber anyway, did it? It was there was no kind of flagship effect. The main thing with the Borbus was that it did that EMP overload.
Yeah, but
the base stun.
Yeah, but I didn't coin my Gore Sabers at all, and I just finished them for I think last month. So now I have a very expensive, well-armored utility ship fleet. That was completely designed to not walk through, but at least give someone's base a run for the money. But hey, I can hit dredges fairly easily now.
If it makes you feel any better, it might work in my base, maybe.
The only thing I ever coined was the Frosty V2s, and I'm telling you, they're still useful to this day. Just about everything you do, the raid, dredges, the 85s.
For me, it was when they had just had an event. They came out with the Tridents, and then they came out with a new missile the following week, and then the week after that was the new missile again. So here's everybody taking their rhinos that they just won and refitting them 3 times in a month.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, I'm glad that didn't happen to me, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should I go through and just call out each individual, because I know there's not been a whole lot of chat So, Toxic, did you have anything in particular that you wanted to bring up on the show today?
No, I've said my bit. Thank you very much.
All right, cool. Extreme, are you good, or you got something else that feels it needs to be mentioned?
I just tried out one of those really high XP Reaver ship things.
Yeah.
Fleet went in with absolutely no rank, did practically no damage and died and went up 5 ranks instantly.
Wow.
Nice.
It was those 85 Reaver
assault forces.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
So it looks like the ships in there are paying out a lot more than the turrets themselves. So.
Well, cool. Everybody go hit some.
Yep.
Vlad, did you have anything that you wanted to bring up that wasn't mentioned on the show?
No, I got my 2 cents in. I'll give the guys in chat another disappointed just so they can have something to drink.
Okay. Dirty Harry, did you got anything else that didn't get mentioned?
Yeah, I think I've overshared this time.
All right.
So.
Alona?
I did one of those Reaver Assault platforms too, since I was able to find one. I went up like over 25,000 VXP, and I didn't even kill the whole thing.
Wow. Did you use a crew?
No crew.
Same.
And you still got 25. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was kind of happy about that.
Damnation.
I get nerved.
Just for anybody who hasn't gone out and hit the Reaver Assault Forces yet, go do them. They're awesome. They're like the best thing that's happened to this game, and I don't even know how long.
Shh, quiet. Don't say that too loud.
I heard that. Bite me. What you got? Anything?
No, I think I've pretty much said everything that I was going to say and brought up what I wanted to bring up. So I'm good. Thank you.
All right, cool. Bob.
I just want to say thanks for having me on.
Oh yeah, man. Anytime. It's nice we love having new faces on here. Love having new faces.
I appreciate it. I watch the show every week, so I'm happy to get on, especially talk to Dirty Harry.
All right. Well, last but not least, White Star.
Thank you. No, I've said everything. Thank you.
You good?
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, folks. Well, I'd like to thank everybody on the chat. Sorry for all of the noise coming from my side. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I'd like to thank everybody in the chat for coming, everybody here on the Hangout that joined the panel. I appreciate it. And I guess I probably will be streaming again here soon. If you were trying to get on one of these panels, if you've never been on one, all you got to do is send me a Facebook PM, and I'll make sure you get an early link. And but other than that, join bp.battlevortex.tv right there. Go to that website. That's our Facebook group page. You join that. The events are posted. If you join the events, then you'll get a notification as soon as I post the link. So for the Hangout. So anyway, y'all have a good one. Take care.
Nice.
Yes.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Real quick, someone was asking the...
Good night, everyone.
Yeah, the Reaver platforms. Yes, the Reaver platforms follow the exact same schedule as the Earths.
Also, Mod did post the schedule on the same forum post, so the schedule has been officially posted.
Awesome.
It's basically 2 hours on, 1 hour off, 2 hours on, 1 hour off.
Yep. All right. So take care, everybody. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
See you.
Bye.